Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Failures to Fortunes podcast, the show where we fearlessly dive into the untold stories of real estate investors' greatest setbacks and how they turned those failures into resounding successes. I'm your host, Kate Berry, and we're talking with real estate investors across the country to learn exactly how and why they failed, and how they took that failure and turned it into a powerful lesson for their business. So come along with me, Kate Berry, on this transformative journey from failure to fortune. I invite you to join our supportive community where together we can inspire, educate, and motivate each other to achieve all of our real estate investing goals. Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Failures to Fortunes podcast, your go-to destination for real estate stories of resilience, determination, and triumph in the realm of real estate investing. I'm your host, Kate Berry, and on this show, we fearlessly uncover the untold journeys of real estate professionals who've turned their failures into fortunes. I am here today with our featured guest, Jessie Lang. She is a buy and hold investor and real estate coach out of Columbus, Ohio. So thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let's get right into it. I'd love to hear more about you, Jessie. What's your background? How'd you get started in real estate?
Yes. So accidental landlord. I'm sure that you've heard that one before.
Tell us how that happened.
Yeah. So I grew up in Austin, Texas, and went to college. Society says you buy a house, you get married, you have kids, you get a big girl job, do all these steps. I did not do all of them, but I did get a big girl job. And I bought a house. It was a crappy little condo that needed all sorts of work. It still had the grandma curtains and it smelled like it and everything.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
and what year was that in?
Oh, so I've accidentally been doing this for a long time.
Nice.
It was 2013.
Oh, so a good market. I mean.
Oh, fantastic market. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
changed my life kind of market.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
So had some roommates. I definitely did not qualify for the mortgage. I don't know how they gave it to me coming out of 2008, but they totally did. And I spent like every penny in my savings account on my down payment.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You were probably so desperate at that point. I mean, there was such bad fallout and, the FHA, was it an FHA program, first time home buyers?
It was.
Nice. So they were really trying to rebuild the real estate market.
Yeah, I had a not super experienced agent and my lender was crazy. I don't know. I had my first panic attack. So if that says anything.
Oh, yeah.
My first did not last.
You know what? I actually say to most of my clients, they are allowed one meltdown for sure, where they just lose it because
during the process. That was my meltdown. Yep. So I got through our transaction. But honestly, like, paying the mortgage was a stretch. And I think it was like $800. And I was like so stressed. So I had roommates. I had my partner at the time and then a Craigslist roommate because it was like before Facebook.
Wow. Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah.
When you could get a roommate on Craigslist.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, we had a few over the years. One is my best friend to this day and others have like ruined my life. So, kind of win and lose. Yeah. But a couple years go by, people are paying my mortgage. It's pretty cool. I pay the bills, but that's about it. So I'm able to save a lot of money. And then my partner and I split. So just life happens. I knew that it would be crazy to sell the house, that it would be emotionally very hard to live there. And I knew I absolutely could not pay the mortgage. Like just have a vacant house. That would make no sense. So in the span of 2 weeks, I went from living there and my life put together to fully moved out. And I had like renters moved in. Wow. And so it was very fast. And my whole thing was I was solving each problem as it came up. Like just look at the one problem in front of you, get through that, and then you can focus on the next one. Yep. But I mean, I did it. We got a lease, moved them in, deposit, like all of it.
Did you have a mentor or someone helping you along the way? Or how did you learn? Teach yourself taught? They went on bigger
Google, baby. I don't know. No, I didn't. I knew that I did not have a lot of time and I knew that I just needed to figure it out.
And did it cause you to get the bug? You threw all, it sounded all, no.
I mean, you're
Nope,
still
not
here with
yet.
us today, 10 years later.
Well, yeah, almost
So,
11. No, it did not cause the bug. The bug took 7 more years probably. Yeah. So I know we're like crunched on time for this, but I got the renters. I moved in with a roommate for a couple months to like get my life together. It was, like I said, it was all very fast.
yeah, yeah.
During this time, I had saved up money because I didn't have any bills for the previous 2 years. Saved up enough money that I bought a second house,
Nice.
still owner occupant, had
Mhm.
roommates there, did the same thing, right? And then had one long-term rental, lived there a year to qualify for a new
Yeah,
owner
yeah,
occupant mortgage,
yeah.
third time. So basically, like 4 years, three houses is the path,
Mhm.
and had two long-term rentals plus roommates at my current house that I
Nice.
was living in.
Yeah.
So I was like fully house hacking. I had no idea. I just knew that people were paying me money and it was like pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like, huh, is it this easy?
Oh, it wasn't easy, but there was definitely
Simple, I
problems.
should say.
Yeah,
Simple, right?
I know it, and it helps that I was in Austin and I was not stupid. Like I saw what was going on. I didn't know it was a career path, but I
Mm,
did know that it would be crazy to sell it. Like I
yeah.
didn't have any role models, any examples that were like, go buy rentals and
Sure.
become independently wealthy. No one taught me that.
No, not especially now that today, especially there's so much resources out there. It can almost be a little too many resources, right? You've got a lot of people selling real estate as it is easy, it's fast, you have quick money. All you have to do is what you did, and your life is simple now, magically.
I have a laundry list of mistakes that have cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, and you're a real estate coach now, which is, I think you can only really become a great coach when you have gone through quite a bit to learn from. So I'd love to let's dive into it. Let's talk
Yeah.
about, where did you first encounter your first significant setback in real estate?
Oh gosh, my first, probably my bad Craigslist roommates along the way, just the mental burden.
Mm,
But as far as like, I started taking real estate seriously as a career in 2018.
mhm.
So it was quite a bit of time had passed
Yep.
and started taking it seriously, but I didn't really have any money.
Mhm.
So I was doing direct seller marketing and I was wholesaling everything. And I wholesaled everything for 2 years, which,
Wow.
oh, you want to talk about a mistake? I look back at those deals I let go.
You're taking maybe 3K, different. There's something small where you're like, I
Yeah.
could have gotten so much more meat on the
I
bone.
mean, if I had, there's some deals. I was looking at a specific address the other day and I was in my inbox and I found a deal on the same street, like from 2018, 2019. It was like $30,000 and a tear down on those same streets now, a tear down is like 70, 80, 90. I'm like, I couldn't have figured out how to find $30,000 like of someone else's money, like anything.
It's hard. Well, it takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of analyzing deals.
Courage.
It takes a lot of, yeah, and it takes some guts
Mhm.
to make that leap. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about this part of your life.
So I was wholesaling everything. Well, you know what? In hindsight, I had equity in 3 properties in Austin, Texas. Like, should have been able to figure something
You
out
should have
there.
started tapping into
But my mindset was wrong. I just thought I didn't have any money.
right.
And I know now that I did, but didn't know at the time. So I passed over deals that I could sell and build my dream house kind
Yeah,
of thing. You know
right.
what I mean? That would be life changing. If I had even held 5 of those, I'd be probably sitting on $1 million, So that was early. A lot of my lessons learned was wrong mindset on actual wealth versus income.
Sure. Sure. And where do you think that mindset came for you, and how did it change?
Scarcity.
Hmm.
Scarcity mindset 100%. I just wasn't sure when the next deal would come along. I didn't have even direct seller. I'm very good at making it up as I go. So I was making it up as I went and I didn't know when the next one would come. So I was selling everything because even though we would make $10,000 and I don't need $10,000, I could have figured it out, but I just was like, got to get the money, got to get the money. And that was wrong.
Mhm. And were you working mostly, I mean, were you working by yourself then, or had you started to build your business?
So definitely all still by myself. I didn't really start bringing on a team until 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what got you to the point where you said, hey, I need to start hiring people?
It was, so we bought a lot of, I wholesaled everything. I saved up enough money, felt like enough money, but I was putting 20% down on our rental properties using like a conventional loan. I wasn't doing the right repairs. I call them my early mistakes. So I was buying the wrong way. And what was happening is because I wasn't doing the capital improvements, I was stuck in maintenance, like whack-a-mole. Every time I fixed something, something else came up. Fix it, something came up. So I think by the time I realized I needed to hire, we were only at really like 20, maybe 22 units, and I could not keep up.
Right.
So I was
day-to-day tasks.
just
And
day-to-day.
you must not have been then you can't focus on acquisitions and deals, right? Because you're getting bogged down by the day-to-day. Tell me a little bit more about the maintenance struggles, or let's go into what you may think of as maybe one of your worst moments. I shouldn't say worst, maybe most challenging moments.
You could say worst.
Yeah, worst. Let's say worst.
Yeah. There was a specific moment that was a bit of a pivot in my mindset and a pivot in my story. And I knew that something had to change. So I was buying the wrong way. I didn't have the capital to make the improvements that I needed to. So we were hodgepodging renovations together, cheap as possible, turning a blind eye to a lot of stuff that should have been fixed. And we had a 4-unit building. It was brick, up, two down. And there was an upstairs unit that had a slow leak in a toilet somewhere.
And these were all occupied, or were they vacant at the time?
All occupied.
Occupied, slow leak happening. No one's either reporting it or no one can notice it.
So a little bit of both. When you don't do the right improvements, you attract what I would say is not the resident I want. People who don't care about the unit, they didn't report anything, right? Like no one's going to report a leaking.
Because they don't really want you coming in either.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we love our residents. I say residents, not tenants. Like we have a strong relationship. So I'm not saying anything bad about someone specific, but it's just, no one cared about the unit. I didn't even really care about the unit. Like it just wasn't nice,
Right. And were you buying in the Austin market still, or were you?
No, I had since moved to Columbus, Ohio.
Gotcha.
So we moved here in 2017. So all my 3 were in Austin, and then it was in Columbus that I was wholesaling, and then figured out real estate could be a career.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So
we were buying.
What happened next?
Oh yeah. So I am on a vacation, which I don't take very often.
No.
Down in Florida on a friend's sailboat in the middle of St. Pete, Tampa Bay.
Oh, sounds amazing.
Oh, it was Gasparilla. If you know, there's like a huge pirate party on the water. So I'm dressed as a pirate.
No.
Like on my
some rum too, maybe like having, relaxing possibly.
I was trying to, yeah. Yeah.
And enjoy yourself.
I
can picture it.
Definitely, I was trying my best. So by this point, I did have the sense to have property management software. So I get a maintenance request through the software, it comes in, video attached from a downstairs resident. The entire bathroom ceiling fell through. Toilet, water, sewer, all of it. No one was hurt. No one was hurt. There was a major issue, and I was not physically there. I had no one on call to help me. And I was dressed as a pirate in the middle of Tampa Bay, trying to find a plumber on a Saturday who's going to come
on a Saturday or a Sunday or a holiday.
Who's going to drop everything that they're doing so that they can come clean up someone else's poop that fell through the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
How did you get through this? Was it tell us how you got through that moment.
Some tears,
did you have a kind of what I call a coming to Jesus moment?
Yeah. It was not in that moment that happened because I just was like all hands on deck. Literally, I was on a boat, pun intended. All hands on deck.
Let's go on.
I got it all resolved. It took 2 days. I'd put this lady in a hotel because it was her only bathroom, like it got resolved.
Yeah.
The come to Jesus happened when I got back home. It was like, how do I never have this happen again?
Yes.
And the answer was 2 things. So first, the answer was 3 things. Better renovations to get ahead of these issues, right? Proactive inspections, which is something we do now. We check. Is there water around a toilet? Can you hear the toilet running? Can you do all these things? We show our residents that we care about the unit. It in turn helps them care about the unit. Proactive inspections, doing the right renovations up front, and then building a team.
Yes.
I had no one to help me. Like literally I was in the freaking like Google phone book calling rant. It's like I'll have a team of plumbers on text basis. I could message anyone and say, oh my gosh, please come help. And they would drop what they're doing.
Because that is, I think when you start to do a lot of real estate, you realize it is a business with very specific people that need to have specific specialties because there is so much in a house. I mean, the systems alone, electrical, plumbing, foundation, roof, it's anything but passive. It is not a passive, it's not a stock that just goes up and down. It's something you have to manage physically. But you know what? I love that the moral of the story is it still got fixed. It sucked, but you fixed it. You got through it. Everyone lived.
Everyone lived this time.
You learned some really valuable lessons.
Yeah.
And also took proactive steps to make, like you said, to make sure it doesn't happen again. To me, that is saying I'm building a system with redundancies. I'm creating a network of things that can catch things as they fall. So it's not all going to fall on you because you deserve to be able to take a vacation and have
we kind of divide it between proactive and reactive. So I do as much as I can proactive, and you could inspect a property every single day, which obviously no one would do, but something would still go wrong.
Of course, yeah.
So we try to get ahead on the proactive, but then have systems in place when it does happen, because it's going to. Then you have a reactive. Yeah.
Yes, that's such a great point. You can't system your way out of no problems ever.
Oh, no.
Something will always arise and it will be kind of a bomb on a beautiful day. But if you can initiate the system to take care of things by having the people in place, what has been, since you when you made that decision, who was the first person you hired, or what was that first next step that really made you feel like before the interview started, you mentioned that you'll stop doing real estate when it stops being fun. So did it start to become fun for you after that?
It did, because I wasn't the one doing all of the day-to-day tedious, redundant, I had people to help. But to answer the first question, the first people or category of people that I hired when I got back, and when I say hire, we have 70 units that we own and self-manage today. And I still don't have anyone full-time or W-2. So everyone's independent contractors. So when I say hire, I just mean create a strong relationship with. Like, you are my HVAC, you are my plumber, right? And we always have a backup to the backup. But I hired a team of like mechanical trades. That was it.
Perfect.
So brought on a bunch of mechanical trades and a handyman, a handy person. Try to be PC on that.
And how did you get them to be your go-to? Is it something where you're saying, hey, I'm going to give you X amount of jobs a week, or I'm going to pay you more than the next guy? Or how did you get those relationships?
Neither. I'm not going to pay more. I'll probably actually pay less. Like I'll pay the fair amount, but I'm not going to overpay. Like I'll pay, what your time and materials are worth. But for me, it's the relationship. like we have fun. I genuinely have fun with everyone I work with. We shoot the shit. I don't know if I can say that, but we just like genuinely have fun. And I know about their families and I take them out to lunches and dinners and whatever it is. And they'll drop whatever they're doing to come help us.
Yes.
Other secret is that I pay fast.
Nice.
So if someone, like, we don't pay until the work is confirmed. I'm not saying pay ahead of checking everything, but as soon as it's checked, if I don't do a lot of my own walkthroughs anymore, but if I'm doing a punch list with our GC and everything looks good, I'll pay him from my phone while we're standing there. If it's someone installs a new HVAC, I'm not going to go check that. So our tech sends pictures. We confirm with the resident that everything's up to their specifications. Like, hey, does the heat work? Did they clean everything? Did they do a good job? Whatever. Assuming both of those are good, pay them same day.
Perfect. Yeah, trust but verify. I love to say that in real estate. And it's true because I think this is something as a real estate coach, you may mention this. It seems like you are the kind of person that does what you say you're going to do.
I am.
You follow up, you follow through. And that is kind of, it's maybe not as sexy, but it actually can make a fun culture because then people are excited to work with you. They know that you're going to get deals done. You know that you're going to give them good work. You're going to pay on time. They understand the expectations that they need to meet. And I think that's a really big part of building that relationship. It is, this business is relationships.
It is. And we have a 1099 contractor expectation document. And it's not like legal jargon, but it does outline what we expect, particularly on occupied maintenance where someone lives there. You can't just leave trash in the yard or, whatever it is. So you can't show up late. You can't do all this stuff. Like someone's planning their life around your visit. So we have an occupied maintenance sheet. We have anyone who we're bringing on, they sign it. And if something's not there, I'm not really a bad guy because I can I can remain lighthearted by being, hey, you signed the sheet, you better go read the sheet. And then they're like, oh yeah, you're right. It's not like I'm coming at them saying something for the first time. So it makes it much easier for me to enforce something if the expectation was set up front.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. That is so beautiful what you just said. It's so true. And it works in many aspects of real estate. I feel that I do that with my clients. We set expectations ahead of time. And it's a set of my expectations of you, your expectations of me. Let's agree on what those are. And because conflict does arise or things happen, and it's a lot easier to maintain the relationship if you can reference back and say, and it does, you don't have to come down hard on anybody.
Right. It is. Right. And then it's not, and then if something does need to be improved upon, it's not me saying it. It's my paper you signed.
Yes.
My paper saying it. I'm just the messenger.
Actually, you said it because we agreed.
Correct. Like, check number 3. You left some trash there. Like, whatever it is. They'll go back and get the trash.
I really like the idea with the 1099 expectations, especially because it's something that you can show your tenants as well. You can say, hi, tenants, residents too. I love that you say residents. We are a full service property management and we care about the property. We care about you. We care about how you live. And I think that I'm thinking that in return, you get that same back,
Yeah. And I care deeply about our units. I did not for a long time because I wasn't doing it right. And I'm not saying I didn't care, but like if someone trashed a place, it kind of already was trash. So I can't be that upset. But now it's like very clear, hey, this is our standard. We expect you to meet this standard, right?
And then we will meet XYZ expectations for you. A safe, reliable place to live.
Yep.
Congratulations on 70 units.
Thank you.
That's absolutely fantastic. I would love to hear where you want to go next or what you're working on now, or if you had if you're looking for a specific type of deal, like I say, you don't get what you don't ask for. So if there's anything out there that would be a ideal golden apple on your desk, what would it be?
So I have a pretty specific buy box, an hour around Columbus. If you happen to be getting deals in Columbus, please send them my way. We buy at 75% of ARV minus repairs, pretty standard, did not, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yep.
Long-term rentals, I don't really flip because I wholesaled enough for a lifetime I'm not letting deals go anymore. So I'm not, if I get something in contract, I'm keeping it. That's the goal. So
Great.
if randomly you have some deals in Columbus, I would love to look.
Okay, great. And do you like to stick to 1 to 4 units, or are you open to?
We have a goal this year. Yes. So this year I want to get 20, somewhere between 12 and 20 is a goal. We have 2 6 units and that's the most.
Nice. We manage a couple of 6 units. I like those, but you've got good cash flow there. So a little more you can put back into the capital improvements.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, should I buy single family or multifamily? And the answer is both. Yeah. They have
everything.
pros and cons to both. And you just weigh them out. And
I love the way you started. Single family, rent out the rooms. It's brilliant. It makes sense. It's so easy access. So you can get into a pretty decent single family home that will have good appreciation in almost any market. The multifamily market, of course, is a little more volatile. And so if you do a house hacking is how we got started. And I think that's a great way to have it too. It can, and a multifamily can withstand the ups and downs of a real estate market. So just get started, right? Just start doing.
Get out there. It's so worth it. I promise you, real estate will change your life.
And it'll be fun.
And it's fun. It's freaking fun. My wife, she's not in the business day to day, but she helps with a lot of like admin tasks. And we together are building the life we want. And there's a lot of industries you could do that, but I don't know anything as powerful as real estate.
No, I don't think anything where you can really just start with renting out a room.
Yeah.
To then having 70 units and running your life the way that you want to.
Yeah. And I'll say the 70, I did start a long time ago, but we didn't start. So my early mistakes were prior to January 2021. January 2021, I said, I can't do this anymore. Like, clearly this is not working. I'm so stressed, maintenance issues all the time. So we adopted the BRRRR method. And since then, I BRRRR everything. My life is so much better. So because of the BRRRR method, we had 11 doors when I made that decision.
Wow.
To 7. And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it started a long time ago, but it really didn't scale until 3 years.
And can you tell us what the BRRRR method is? So our listeners.
Yeah. Can I? Yes, I love it so much. So it's BRRRR, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. And the idea is that if you can get all in between purchase and renovation for under 75% of what it will be worth when it's fixed up, then you can pull all your money out, still have 25% equity, 25% equity, and have a cash flowing unit with none of your own money in the deal.
Amazing. Are you finding a little difficulty with the interest rates being what they are now?
Yep. Cash flow is a serious hit, but I'm investing in, I think last week it came out, Columbus just passed Austin as the fastest growing city in the nation.
Nice.
Yeah. So cash flow is the least sexy of all the benefits of real estate. I've said that even before rates were so bad. You have I could go on and on. You know, tax advantages, appreciation, principal pay down, someone else is paying your principal. You have all sorts of cash flow, but I'm telling you, by the time I pay my admin team and everything, our cash flow is not very exciting.
Right. And I think a lot of people got a little bit maybe greedy with having both cash flow and appreciation, right?
Yeah.
It's so nice to have both at the same time, which we did for, 18 months, but
yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
But if you have the mindset, right? With the mindset of seeing the benefits, of having fun with it, even though it changes. Yeah, maybe it wasn't that good, but real estate comes in cycles. Yeah. And if you're having fun on the ride, if you're enjoying it because it's interesting and challenging and making you money, that's fun. It's fun when you get good at it, right?
It is fun when you get good at it. When you're bad at it, it's not very fun. And when you're surrounded by people who genuinely care. So I now have, she's not full-time, she's 1099, but she's like verging on full-time admin. who does all of our resident communication, scheduled maintenance requests, make readies, like turnovers. She does all that. There's no way I can do it. I spend a lot of time coaching other people how to do this. So I have outsourced a lot of my day-to-day business, and that makes it more fun. Right. So I'm working on the strategy. I'm working on the acquisitions. I'm working on the relationships, but she's really doing the day-to-day.
That's fantastic. Yeah, if you've leveraged off to those specialties that it takes all that work to run a successful real estate business. Yeah. And you're the one that can now see the deals so clearly and immediately that you're just taking them now back to your team to break it down and organize it and make it look nice. And
I say that I have built a machine, and my job is to put the house in the machine, and then the machine goes.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that is fun. That sounds great.
I just drop it in and
right. It is that simple, but it's not that easy. You know, we just went through 10 years of your journey, where you started, what you had to go through, the worst moment of your life, where most people would probably quit. Most people would probably say, this cannot be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bad one, but you know what?
If you could talk to yourself back then, is there a specific advice you'd say?
Don't wholesale everything, Jesse. Keep it. No, what would I say?
That's good advice. Yeah. Someone listening might just be wholesaling like crazy right now and might be missing out on.
They need to come to me. Honestly, some of our most successful students are wholesalers who I teach how to keep, and because they already have the deal flow.
Yes.
I'm like, let me teach you how to keep that and trade some of your income.
Yes.
For long-term wealth.
For the more cool stuff. Right? Yeah. I love that. If people wanted to connect with you, what's the best way for them to find you?
So I have a very active Facebook group. We'll link it in the comments. It's called Unlocked, Learn to Buy and Manage Long-Term Rentals. And I go live every Tuesday with trainings. We cover literally every topic from my mistakes. We bring on guests, talk about specific components of how you manage, self-manage, all that. And that's where you can find, I'm there a lot. I'm on Facebook a lot. So
that sounds like some real tangible, nuggets of information for how to actually do this thing.
How to do the thing.
Because it is not passive. How to be active in real estate investing.
And I have two missions. First, BRRRR everything. This little thumbs up, BRRRR everything, because it's going to make your next 10 years so much better. And then second is self-manage. Those are my two passions. I like scream from the rooftops. I don't care what a property management company promises you. I've talked to hundreds of students. There is not a good one. Right. There is not a good one. Everyone's like, who's good? I'm like, go out and interview 10 and tell me.
Yeah, right. And if you can here's a little bit of a roadmap, you can basically lay out, here's the systems you need to put in place to self-manage. Yep. You're not doing all of the work, you're leveraging off. Yep. And you don't have maybe as much cash flow because you do have to build a business and pay other people to do this work, but you can scale. Yes. And you can keep it fun and you can build generational wealth and really build a business and kill this thing. I'm excited for the next 10 years of real estate. I think it's going to be really interesting. If you've got good systems in place, if you already have kind of your cut for this, because it's brutal. It's not easy.
Yeah, brutal. My skin is very thick at this point.
Sharp knives, know. So thank you so much, Jessie.
You're welcome.
It was great to interview you. Such a great experience and wealth of knowledge. And I'll be checking out your live Tuesday evenings.
Come join us. I'll send you the link right after this.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Well, this is the Failures to Fortunes podcast, Real Estate Investing. I'm your host, Kate Berry, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Real Estate Investing Failures to Fortunes podcast. If you enjoyed today's stories and insights, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us. Remember, your journey in real estate is a marathon, not a sprint. Embrace the failures, learn from them, and turn them into your stepping stones to success. I'm Kate Berry, and until next time, keep hustling, stay inspired, and keep turning those failures into fortunes. Happy investing.